Welcome, acolytes. I just cannot resist. If I see Sweet Baby Ink updates, I just need to listen what Rev has to say about it. Just weak-willed if it comes to that. Just totally weak-willed. So let's just start, I would say.
Here. So new year, same old Sweet Baby Ink, because it took just one day for this woke consulting firm to find itself in its first set of controversies for the year 2020.
Is this actually a new record? I mean, for something existing to be that fast for for an actual drama to start, like instantly doing something bad, the New Year resolution with them was probably, yeah, we gonna fuck something up at the start. Let's do it, boys, yay! Well, probably fluids, yay! Nice. Gonna be honest, funny.
Today we're going to be looking at two different situations that are very parallel to one another, where basically you have a company or studio who partner with Sweet Baby Inc., and then they found out because their related projects and the studios themselves are now struggling mightily. Now, It is a new year, like I said, and I want to take this opportunity, just 30 seconds here, to remind you guys that my limited edition Christmas drop with my wife, Darling Straub, and her VTuber model is still alive for a little bit longer. And by the way, no,
it's
you
not
can
a
see
shill.
the art concept behind all this.
I mean, it is a shill, but come on, it's Rev. And by the way, this stuff is pretty amazing. Those drink thingy bobs. I love this one. Good, let's...
Wall art, you can also get these stickers and these pajama pants. Very cute stuff. But on top of that, because it's a new year, and I know a lot of you guys are trying to improve your health and fitness, you're going to be going to the gym more. I can't recommend enough their flavor jars, especially their energy type flavor jars. You can see the new one, the peppermint vanilla. You can check out that one or other ones listed on their website.
By the way, if you want to improve your health, just eat healthy. It's yes, it is that simple, and at the same time, because I struggle with it all. Yeah, I'm also struggling with it, but it's just the solution, and I'm just eat healthy. That's all. Go to your doctor, ask him, hey, do I need something different? Maybe would this help? Is there a deficit for me somewhere? It's actually easy. You just have to have the willpower to do it. That's the only thing.
Website, but it is a great alternative to pre-workout or coffee. It gives you the same energy boost without the crash or jitters that come with those other sources. And to keep it cool all day, we have these various ice shakers here. You can get the big jug or the regular ice shaker. I'll put a link to this in the pinned comment. And as always, make sure to use code REV at checkout to save 10% off your total order. Now let's get into the first story involving Sweet Baby. So we got here because of a report by Master of the TDS and his wife Raven Redgrave on their Gothic Therapy channel. I'll put a link to that video in the description. You can check them out. But they made a discovery. They found another connection between a publisher and Sweet Baby Inc. Now, who is it? Well, unfortunately, it's Devolver Digital, which is kind of a letdown for a lot of people.
Oh no, yeah, as he said, it is, oh no. If you think it cannot get worse, it gets worse.
A lot of people like this publisher, but yeah, as you can see, they're caught up in the Sweet Baby mess. This is a publisher who has released a lot of big hits, including Cult of the Lamb, among others.
Yep.
But none of those hits, they pale in comparison to the latest banger here, The Crush House.
You already can see the art style. It already says everything. This art style just got done dirty. It said,
this is going to be the game we're talking about today. You can see this is modern audience approved, okay? The bright colors, the ugly character designs, the forced diversity, and on and on and on.
Yep.
And you can see just in the background, I mean, this is all makes sense, right? Not only the game itself, but also the people, the influencers they got to promote this. It's just the usual suspects. But anyways, this is the description. Film and produce 1999's hottest reality TV show, The Crush House. Select a crush-worthy cast, satisfy voracious audiences, and keep the show on air to uncover the sinister secrets behind this darkly comic thirst-person shooter.
First person shooter. First person. Okay, I give them 1. This is funny. If you and I just get first person shooter in a dating game, perfect. Let's just say this one thing, perfect.
Thirst person shooter, very interesting phrase there. But yeah, pretty much everything associated with this game is very strange and cringe, as you can see by this video playing in the background here. But on top of that, they have their own account on Twitter. They're releasing stuff like this. Let me just play this for a few seconds.
Rating the Crush House kissing animations. Elegant kiss.
This isn't even a kiss. Oh, for
regular kiss.
Yeah, you get it, right? This look.
Yeah, we get it. The Sims 1 had better kiss scenes. Acolytes, this is cringe. I am dying of cringe right now. Damn. And I don't like dating games, by the way. Just saying The Sims was... If you're young, you try things out. Sims... I'm not saying that The Sims is a bad game. I'm just saying it's not for me.
Looks like it was produced by TikTok itself. It's very cringe. On top of that, this game and its developers have a weird obsession with something called dog milk, which is a very subtle innuendo they're going for here. In fact, they're so obsessed with this, they actually paid influencers on TikTok to make this. They paid influencers like this. It's a paid partnership to make this dog milk monstrosity.
What the fuck?
Very strange stuff. But when you start looking around and realizing the connection to Sweet Baby, it all makes sense, right? And here is the connection that was discovered. It involves this person, Maxine Sophia Wolf.
Okay, I just have to... Acolytes, I am just... Why is this there a wiener dog milk? A wiener? Or a sausage in milk? I mean... I am a butcher, by the way. Or I was a butcher. Just because of my health, I cannot do it anymore. So there's that. But for F's sake, this is so disgusting. And it's just... It's just the loss of respect for both animals that actually got... Like the cow, you milk it. And the freaking sausage had to be made from the meat of an animal. And no, I am not a fucking vegan. On the contrary, I personally cannot imagine living without meat. Humans need some proteins from that. Especially kids, by the way. Kids need it so they can grow up healthy. To a certain degree. You don't have to overdo it. But at the end of the day, if I see this has zero fucking respect for the animal that got slaughtered for us. So we can eat their meat to survive. And it's just disgusting. For me personally, it's just disgusting if I see this stuff in any form. I do not care if it's in a video game or like this. This is just taking two animal products that just destroy each other's taste. It's disgusting. And yes, it's just because of this.
Who is a transgender writer and narrative designer at Sweet Baby Inc. Now, this is the image from our source video here. This is the connection, a LinkedIn post where they say they liked working on the narrative design of this wild game, referring to the Crush House, of course. And yeah, that's really about it. You got the connection there. And now you think, what What happened? How did this game perform? Oh no, they got modern audience. Yes, 8 in-game players as we speak, despite this game only coming out a few months ago. There is the modern audience. This game was made for them, and that's what you get. It's a very...
Fair enough. Fair enough. If you want the modern audience, get it. I do not give a fuck. But don't force me to do it.
very disappointing number, I'm sure. It's kind of strange, too, because they put a lot of investment into promoting this game. They had a lot of influencers trying to promote this game. It seems like they put a pretty big effort and budget into that, and it just did not pan out. And you can see the downfall was very quick. Okay, they had their peak on day one at 362 players, and within a month, it was down to around 20. And it's completely flatlined.
By the way, you can have every influencer on this effing world to actually promote your game. And if it's shit, it's shit. Simple as that.
At this point, we might see a little resurgence here because people are starting to talk about this game. Maybe some people will play it to make fun of it. Who knows? Yeah. That's something that happens, but this is a very curious case and a very bad look for Sweet Baby Inc. because a lot of people blame, YouTubers and people on social media for ruining these Sweet Baby related projects because they tell everyone don't play the game, or they reveal the connection and people refuse to support the game. But in this case, that excuse doesn't work because nobody knew about this until literally yesterday. So they failed on their own based on the quality of the game. People just didn't want to tune in. So basically that Sweet Baby kiss of death, the mark of death that comes with being associated with Sweet Baby, even when it's hidden, it still shows itself in other ways. And this is just proof of that. People don't like anything associated with them. And even the quality that comes out, it's pretty obvious it's something that's influenced by Sweet Baby or other woke consulting firms. Now, also this same person, this narrative designer over at Sweet Baby, they would also make a couple other tweets saying that they were one of the people involved with Alan Wake. They worked with Remedy Games, which, by the way, is a commercial failure, despite the fact that Sweet Baby tries to tout this as a hugely successful partnership. They haven't even sold enough units to start collecting royalties. EA has not gotten its number yet, so they quite literally are dead in the water. They haven't made a single dollar on this game yet, despite selling well over 1 million units. On top of that, she also mentions here that she was someone who worked with Rocksteady Games on Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. We know that, okay? Cost Warner Bros. Hundreds of millions of dollars. And also relevant to that, this was announced recently that PlayStation is now introducing Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League to the PlayStation Plus month.
I mean, they don't really have a choice, do they? If they still want this game to do anything halfway decent, yeah, they have to get creative. They have to give it for free. And probably even then, I mean, more people will probably try it, but I doubt it that it will be a success even after this. So, F them, I guess.
Monthly games for January. Ouch. It has been literally less than a year since this game released, and it's already in the PlayStation Plus group here for January. Again, their servers, their live service aspect of their game will be shutting down next month, so that was an absolute disaster. So now while we're here talking about Sweet Baby, let's cover another situation that was covered by Smash JT about 4 days ago. He made this article and a related video on this topic. I'll put a link to his video in the description as well if you want to check out his channel. But I want to cover this because it's another Sweet Baby disaster, another Sweet Baby kiss of death. So here is the headline. Reeling Sweet Baby Inc. partner Heart Machine begs for survival on Patreon. That is the look of the average person who worked with Sweet Baby, just completely crushed, soul crushed by the results of that partnership. But as he says here, I mentioned Heart Machine a few weeks back because their studio was on the verge of falling apart after mass layoffs, and oh boy, it hasn't gotten any better at all. Known for titles like Hyper Light Drifter and Solar Ash, their recent move to launch Patreon has left many fans feeling betrayed, and the reasons are pretty obvious as to why. With their struggles are real and their passion for game development is clearly undeniable, the overall response from the entire gaming community has been overwhelmingly skeptical, and for a good reason.
Yep.
So as we can see here, the connection was made with the Sweet Baby website here. They listed it back in the day, and you can see that they worked on Hyperlight, and that connection was something that really damaged the studio, who, like Smash JT said, they seem like they're passionate and they actually enjoy what they're doing, but man, they just weren't doing the right things, I guess, and one of those wrong decisions was partnering with Sweet Baby.
By the way, it is possible that somebody does something out of passion, but Sweet Baby Inc. are just such gigantic effing bullies that came away with it, that just got away with it for so many times, for so long, that at some point it could be that people just thought they are forced to actually do it, because otherwise they could get shafted. Of course, nowadays the coin is flipped brutally hard, so yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
The DEI connection was not worth it. It really hurt some momentum they had, and now you have this person coming on and talking to their audience about this, and you can see Heart Machine is not in a good place.
I'm Alex, and I run Heart Machine, and we're here to talk about the Patreon. So, state of the industry, not great right now. Games are the greatest form of expression that humans have ever created. There's a common saying in development that it's a miracle that any games are made at all, let alone good ones.
I mean, for fact that it's a miracle that games. No, it's not a miracle. That's just some passionate people that sit down, or sometimes even one passionate person sits down and does the game. That's all. And I let it sound like it's way worse than it is, but it is a passionate person. We have a lot of passionate people in this world. It's not this rare thing. A lot of people want to do a game, and a lot of games are good. Indie games are good games. They just won't get found, or they don't hit the mainstream, or they are a niche product. So there is what it is. Don't try to cry like a little bitch about it. And yes, the only thing that you got wrong was that you swung with the pendulum. You swung with the pendulum so hard, at some point it just swings back. And right now it's swinging back. And it's good, because we are getting, slowly but surely, just good games back. Slowly, very slowly. And your game just isn't one of those. Or Heart Machine. No, it's just, you're not in there. You sided with the toxics. F you for that. It's fine. The only hope I have, by the way, is that the pendulum swings back, and in my lifetime, shit like this won't happen again until I die. Will probably happen anyway, but hey, a Lich can hope.
And now, it's even more brutal. Over the past 2 years, the industry has rapidly changed, flipped around and turned upside down. Funding for new projects is sparse, even for successful developers. Everything is far more expensive to make. Paths we used to be able to take to create projects no longer exist. You've likely heard about this on some front. It's grim. 30%.
Okay, you get the point. He'll go on to say that he's opening up a Patreon. I just played it for a second to give you guys kind of the vibe of Alex here, and it's grim. Okay, this is not exuding confidence, and that's why it's relevant to the Patreon itself, because yes, it makes sense for content creators to have a Patreon. Like, I have one. One of my goals for 2025 is to revamp my Patreon and get some good rewards in there and to work on that a bit. But for content creators, people pay towards your Patreon for small benefits, as well as just using as a tip jar to support creators you like. But when you're a studio relying on Patreon to basically keep the lights on, that's a different story. That makes people really skeptical, because there's no guarantee. people are giving money over in a sense, as a promise. They're given a promise that a game might happen. And if they don't get the money, obviously the game's not going to be complete. So I think people are very rightfully skeptical of what's going on with this Patreon.
Yes, they are.
It really did not generate any goodwill, and people are now wondering if this is actually going to be contributing anything towards the game development itself.
Probably
but
not.
yeah, the comments, oof, they're brutal. They are absolutely brutal. Let's read a few of them. Ask the modern audience to support you. Damn, working with Sweet Baby Inc. didn't help much. Ask Kim Belair to help you. Don't ask normal people for money. Ask the people who you cater to.
Yep.
A company hating its customer base runs into financial problems. Shocking. Ask Sweet Baby to refund their consultancy fees. Having Sweet Baby on board obviously didn't support sales, but you knew this, and saying you didn't makes you incompetent. It's wild to me that you are actually asking for us to pay for you to make games for us to buy. Ran with the wrong crowd, huh? And one last one here. The industry didn't change. Gamers still like good games. It's developers like you who decided the current audience doesn't suit your vision and started making games to an audience that doesn't exist.
The guy is on effing point. Nice, yes.
Very well said. The comments absolutely eviscerating Heart Machine here, and for good reason. Overall, just reflecting on these two situations and Sweet Baby, and we're in a new year now, so we can have a re-examination of what's going on. Companies like Sweet Baby and other consultation services like them, they exist to force diversity into games. And turns out 95% of players don't consider inclusivity important in gaming. What a shocker.
Yeah.
Turns out the activists on places like Twitter and Blue Sky, they don't actually play the games or support these games, and they don't represent the average gamer. Average gamers don't care. They're not angry about diversity existing naturally in games. They're annoyed when it's very clearly forced, and that is literally the point.
And by the way, nobody is mad if you add diversity, if you add good diversity in it. Nobody gives a fuck about it. Add your diversity, but make it good, make it make sense. Don't make it a freak show. Look at this fucker. Yeah, I mean someone like this. Look at this fucker.
Of Sweet Baby Inc. They are there to force diversity.
Yeah.
And it somehow is not clear, despite all of the failures of Sweet Baby partners, all the criticism launched towards that consultation group, it's just not clear to these developers, and they keep going back for more. And unfortunately, these games are in development for years. Some of the people might just be screwed at this point. Mm-hmm. They made a deal with the devil. They partnered up with Sweet Baby maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago to work on their game, and now their game's releasing in 2025, and that connection's going to be discovered. Even though they might regret that connection, well, guess what? People are going to discover it, and they're not going to trust the game, and they're just not going to want to flat out support anything.
Correct. By the way, this would be irrelevant if you just make a good game. If you make a good game, people won't give a fuck if it's connected to Sweet Baby Inc. Or most people won't. Because I actually give a fuck. I just have to look it up how the game was called, because I myself am playing, it was before the entire thing blown up. But let me see the freaking thing. I'm gonna search for it and then show it. And this is how it looks in game. Songs of Conquest. It's just beautiful. It's just nicely done. It's fantastic. And at the end of the day, it's a good game. And it has woke elements in it. But it does not focus on them. It's still just a good game. And I hope I hope that everything's gonna go okay with them. But hey, who knows? But good, let's continue.
Thing that's associated with Sweet Baby or any of their ilk. I mean, at this point, the formula is so simple. Right? The formula is so simple to make a good game. Just make it functional, somewhat fun, and then maybe throw in a cute anime girl. Okay? Boom. You're going to be breaking records at this point. I know I'm being
He's probably
a bit
right about it, by the way.
glib about it, but like that's the truth. Just make something decent and decently enjoyable and with appealing designs
Yeah.
of characters and the
Appealing
atmosphere
designs,
overall of the game.
main word,
It
the
doesn't
word of
take
the
that
day.
much, but these people in the industry, they're so lost in the sauce. They're making absolute slop. And then they're trying to also get you to pay for your own games or the development of your own game, of their games.
Yep,
and then
and
you
then
have to
pay for
turn
the
around
game.
and then pay for the game again. It's mind-boggling. I mean, we live in an environment right now where you have games like Miside absolutely crushing it. You had 2 Russian dudes who made this game, and all it really took for that was having a functional, fun game with some cute anime girls in it to add a little cherry on top.
Yep.
And look at it. It's crushing major AAA releases. I mean, Veilguard is completely getting squashed by Miside. It's embarrassing. And the worst
It's true. And it's embarrassing, yes. Because this is... Yeah, just make a fucking good game. Not a politically charged game like this bullcrap. Yes, just a good game.
part of it all is that you know these developers are going to learn nothing. They're not going to learn anything from this. They're not going to learn the benefits of having appealing character
Yep.
designs. They're not
Yep.
going to learn that players are sick of forced diversity.
Yep.
They're just going to do it again and again until eventually their doors shut down.
And that's good. Just... If your enemy is burning down their own army, don't stop him. Just let it burn. It's fine.
And nobody will feel sorry for them when that happens. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel
Good.
free to share your thoughts about today's
Rev, the legend. I just find Sweet Baby Ink updates so entertaining. It's just so freaking funny to me. And you can, by the way, see so much negativity around it. And they still exist. They still make enough money to actually keep the lights on. That's insane to me. This is really insane to me. That's just something that I personally, I just cannot believe it. I know it is this way, but I just, for some reason, my brain is just like, nah fam, it's not this way. Just wait. No, you're wrong. But the reality is, yes, they are still keeping the lights on, and they are just stumped as bullies, and every game that associates with them is dying. And still, they exist. Sick. But, as it is, acolytes, good day.